if you own and operate a small business, you really should use a limited liability entity to protect your assets. And a limited liability entity usually comes in the form of a corporation or an LLC. Now, we have a lot of clients ask us on a regular basis, which entity should I be using? And it really depends on the nature of your business, how many partners you have, if any, what your tax situation is. Increasingly, we like to use the limited liability company because it provides a great deal of flexibility in planning and in structuring. It's very easy to create and it's very easy to maintain. There's far less maintenance for an LLC as opposed to a corporation. But even if we form an LLC for a client, we'll often make another inquiry, and that is, should we leave the LLC as an LLC for tax purposes, or does it make more sense to convert the LLC for tax purposes only to an S corporation? And that's a question that can only be answered in consultation with the client given specific facts. But increasingly, it makes sense for a business owner to be formed as an LLC and to be taxed as an S corporation. Doesn't apply in every case, but it increasingly applies to small business owners, especially if the small business owner works in the business. Because small business owners who work in the business often pay themselves in two different ways. They pay themselves a salary subject to full taxation, withholding taxes, and so forth. And then they also pay themselves a percentage of the profits. That's often called the distribution. And in those scenarios, the LLC taxed as an S corporation makes all the sense, and that's the proper structure. Again, it doesn't always apply. So you really need to sit down with two key advisors to make the determination as to how to structure your business. Don't take advice just from reading something on the internet unless it's from our website. But those two key advisors are a knowledgeable business attorney who understands these structuring issues, liability, asset protection, and so forth, and a tax advisor. Working with those two advisors, you can properly form an entity that makes sense for you.